Let's have a look at some companies you can buy online. To buy companies online, I mainly use two places. First, there's Empire Flippers. This is, in my opinion, the highest quality one, because in this case, the seller cannot set the price. The price is determined by the broker, which is always Empire Flippers, and so you always get like a market price for each online business. The other side, which is in my opinion also really good, is flipper.com, and I think there's more. Its benefit is there's more variety of offers, so you can sell. I think there are more businesses in general, and they have like a system where you can buy a subscription to get early access, or they have also independent brokers which may specialize on a certain niche, business niche. And in my opinion, both websites are really good. So today I'm gonna show you some YouTube and Amazon KDP businesses, and just come along with me and so I can share you what I'm thinking about them. Okay, let's see. Here we can browse. As you can see, there are multiple different niches. In my opinion, YouTube, SaaS companies, and Amazon KDP accounts are the most interesting. For information, the Amazon FBA is actually the biggest market as far as I know, but KDP is, in my opinion, a superior business model. I will make an extra video about the comparison of Amazon KDP and YouTube as a business model, why you should invest in those, and what properties they have. So let's see what Amazon KDP businesses are currently offering on Flipper. Okay. As you can see, there are 54 listings. In total of whole Flipper, there are 4,800. I'm not sure how they. Is it really 4,800 off market? I don't know what it means. But there's a big variety of businesses. So let's look at. We can sort them of highest price. I think the most valuable insight is the price for the business in first idea. So the difference between Flipper and Empire Flippers is also in the price. Unless they have changed it, the Empire Flippers offerings start with $50,000. So if you want to buy an online business, you have to have at least 50,000, but most probably you need like $100,000 to get like so you can have a business to choose from. But on Flipper, I think there's no downside limit. So let's see, we have a business here, 500,000, and I mainly look at the multiple and at the site age and by whom is it sold. So this one has a 2.9 profit multiple, 2.2. It's 5 years old. And the older it is, the better, in my opinion, because if you have like this business, this is like 1 year old, so it might be, it hasn't, maybe the content of the KDP business is a season specific book, so it hasn't gone one time to the calendar, or at least twice, to so you can compare each season. If it's not a seasonal book, that's not really that important, but I think like 2 to 3 years is a quite good business, if you so you can compare the growth and the growth of the books which are created first, and how the creator created new content after a while. So let's see. This is like solid fiction creation. Sounds like a Roman book. Romance. Entertainment. Incredible price. So as you can see, 180,000, 160, 140. In my opinion, those prices are always negotiable. So usually I would aim for 2 times profit, but of course this depends on the quality. So let's see, social media present is also important. Let's click on one of those. Luigi KDP. Easy to manage. Let's look at this. Doesn't really say what it has. It has 3 bestsellers and 4 audiobook. It earns $3,200, $3,300 a month. And it still has a big profit multiple. So let's maybe look at a different one. This one is in Wyoming. Education, okay. Confidential. So what I would do is to simply always keep up with each new offer and have a look at it, maybe get in contact if it sounds good. Okay, so this one is 3 years old. It's not that bad. It has 2,000 Swiss francs each month. Let's do it in US dollar. $2,200 each month. Profit margin of 44%. That's not bad. That's good. Profit multiple of 2.4 times. I think it's a LLC, as it is in Wyoming. Okay, it has proven recurring income. That's why the site age is important. In the evergreen niches, this is also very important. I would never ever buy something which is like let's say a technology book, which is like a trending topic. I would say, let's say you write a book about Bitcoin. If you are the consumer of this kind of content, you will always be the one. You will always only maybe read 1 or 2 books about Bitcoin. You would never ever get like a demand from a consumer of unlimited amount, because if you read romance books or novels or maybe travel books, you will always have the demand for another romance book, another travel book about a different place. So you have to keep the demand going. So it's always the easiest to sell to a customer which has already bought from you before. So evergreen niches in general is quite good. So we don't see the exact niche because we have to sign an NDA. And so if I'm going to buy one and when I have the money, I'm going to get in touch with those, because I think you have to prove your account. Let's see what they write. Excellent opportunity for those new to publishing. Spotless record. 39 ghost-written books. Exactly. Okay, so it's ghost-written. It's not self-made. In 3 years, $250,000 in revenues. A turnkey operation. Of course, it says it's diversified about different markets, but that's actually not that kind of a big deal in Amazon KDP accounts. That's not very hard to do. In FBA, it's different. So it says 4.5 star rating on average. So you have to look at each book, and I think you have to you have to buy at least the best-selling books. So you have to invest a bit in your due diligence and read them and test them if it's possible. And a built-in system for engagement through QR codes. Okay. I'm not sure if it says that they claim bonuses for reviews. It might be possible to check this if there's like a rule of Amazon, if this is really allowed. So this might be an issue. Okay, there's a broker who does this transition of the ownership. And in general, there's like a process of Amazon which gives you the opportunity to get the catalog of the books to your own account transferred. So it's not uncommon for people to sell their KDP or FBA businesses. As you can see, there are already quite some people who have viewed those, and some even put it on the watch list. So there's some competition of the buyer side. So what do you need? You need your email address, phone number, government ID. Okay. We cannot read this. We have to sign the NDA first. But let's look at another one. Okay, what's interesting here? Extremely high passive profit margin at an exceptional price. Okay, it has a multiple of 1.1. Let's see it's only 1 year old, so maybe it's just a flipping business. Create an account and flip it. Minimal expenses, high revenue. Okay, profit margin of 70%. That's really great. Of course, it's not that proven because it's only 1 year, but still pretty good. So maybe he hasn't used ads that much. Let's see. Exceptional growth. So performance-wise, it looks good. December is okay. But he also does sell in like the beginning of the year, which means the December is always the best, usually the best month for the season at the end of the year. So he might have like used this opportunity to sell in the beginning of the year to have like a higher average revenue per month. But let's see what does he has to offer. Lifetime, it's always like good marketing what they write. General net profit. 13 books, 6 dominant niches in the US market. Written by Yuri-owned publishers. Okay. That might be an opportunity because he says only the US market, which means you might have the opportunity to translate those books in Spanish or German and to address other markets for people who don't speak or read English. So this might be quite good. Rights protection, copyrights. I wouldn't give too much thought about this. So of course copyrights is important, but still that's not that you cannot do something if someone copies your copyright protection and does harm to your copyrighted business, because do you really want to get a lawyer involved and pay like $3,000-$5,000 to maybe even get some result of that? So copyright, in my opinion, I wouldn't think this as a positive. So, but you have to see it in the books. Maybe there's something really special. Okay. Maybe the QR code is also quite allowed because he also does the same. And okay. But this is like, for me, that's like too less really good information about the business. It basically is just a marketing text. You have to really see the books. But the revenue and expenses look really good. So he pays a little bit of ads, but not really much. So he might found a really good new niche. This might be not really bad actually, even though it's only 1 year old. So you have to see the books to really understand what he does. So he made like $58,000 revenue and 40,000 profit in 1 year. That's quite good, yeah. But I think the profit multiple is like a big headache. Why doesn't he sell it for a 2 times or 2.5 times multiple at least? It's not deducted, so maybe there's like a problem with the niche and new competitors, or so far it's really good what he does. He grows a lot. Maybe he just does a lot of new content every month. Okay, he spends $1,500 each month on ads. As you can see, also 20 people watching. So it's really important that you really get an overview about each one, and you can keep up to date with each of the offerings on Flipper. You look at it if you really are keen to invest and looking for a right deal. You have to keep going to the sites and look at and get in contact with the seller. So you have after some point you will have a good understanding of what is a good offer, what's a bad offer, where are there some red flags, are there some things you might see if it's too expensive or whatever. You have to look at each detail, because that's quite a lot of money. So that's not a little money for many people or for most people, but you don't want to make mistakes. And as you can see, I think the higher quality ones are on the more expensive side. So let's look at this one. That's $500,000 and it has a profit multiple of 2.2, so that's quite good. Profit margin is really good actually. 5 years old, $20,000 a month. So if you compare this to like a real estate, you can buy a 3 or 4 bedroom apartment in a German city, or maybe that's a 1 bedroom apartment in Zurich, Switzerland. But if you compare that with what you can have as a return, you can create $20,000 profit each month. And after 2 years, you have your $500,000 back if everything stays flat. So let's see. There's no summary yet. That's the broker. So you have to maybe also get in touch with brokers, get to know them. Yes, you need to do the non-disclosure agreement, and I get that you want to have like, you don't want to waste time with people who don't want to buy your business. But I mean, 500,000, that's great, and if you have like this big amount of money, you can also negotiate, and if you can be sure that the profit, monthly profit, will be in an area in which you can plan ahead, then you can say, oh, I can have a decent return each month, each year, and if I want to keep it for 1.5 years, I can improve the content, make more content, and then get more revenue. And if everything stays equal, which would be the best case scenario, you can also increase the price, and in this way you could sell it for 800,000 if you really increase the profit each month. But then you have to also do like some business operations to make this come true. Okay, let's have a look at what does Empire Flippers has to offer. Let me first log in. Okay, Empire Flippers looks like this, and they have also many niches. Let's look at, I can filter here. Okay, monetization. They have also quite different niches of businesses. Let's today only look at the KDP. I will do an YouTube video after that. So, okay, they have in Empire Flippers, they have it displayed as a monthly multiple. So you can basically transfer that from 2 times yearly profit multiple, it would be 24. So here they have a 32 monthly multiple, which is like 2.5, bit more, 2.6. You can see the profit and the revenue growth. This one costs $800,000, makes a monthly profit of $25,000. It's a bit older. Let's look at it. It's quite a roller coaster ride, so maybe there's like maybe there's a seasonal product. Of course, you would wish it's a steady income growth. Okay, what does it have? A net profit margin of 90 point, basically 100%. So he doesn't spend any ads, so that's really good. If you don't need ads to make sales, so basically have organic business which is always on the first side, and so you have, this one has like 4 unique low content journals. So as you can see, 2,000 revenues, 4.6 star rating. Once you have created a book like this, it's not easy to replace it on the first site because you have so much social proof with the revenues and with the ratings, with the reviews and the ratings, so it's not easy to replace. It has a TikTok audience of 3 million followers. Okay, interesting. KDP is 83%. And he has diversified to other publishers and bookstores within specific countries. Okay. This might be more complicated if you buy one of these because you have to have, like, keep in mind the KDP makes your business really easy, but if you sell to like physical brick and mortar bookstores, this might be like a total different operation than only having Amazon KDP. But in general, that's good because you have a diversified revenue stream. He has six low content books, no frequent updates or new editions. Okay. I mean, I would also think about like this. It might be a seasonal product, but as you can see in December, it's always the best month, and the mid of the year is quite better as well. But this December, okay, this was February. Anyway, that doesn't sound too bad. He has also like other content like TikTok, and if you have social media available, that's also really great. Okay, here the customer market: United States, Germany, United Kingdom. So you could create the same book in Spanish or in other popular languages, Brazilian, Portuguese. So let's have a look at other ones. So it was in the personal care niche. So this one, news, education, and entertainment. This one is in romance. Okay, romance is as I think one of the biggest markets, and it's also quite interesting because women buy these books. Okay, so the profit margin is quite low, only 29%. As I said, I would aim for like 40%. But the income is quite steady, so the profit each month doesn't fluctuate that much as the one compared before. Romance genre, French and European market. English and French, okay. A portfolio of 400 titles. Okay, that's like a big difference to the one before, because the one before has like a 100% profit margin basically. He doesn't spend anything on ads, and he had 6 books. So it was like very specified on 6 books, and you don't have any ad spend. But this one has a big diverse portfolio of 400 titles, and so you can go different routes. You can either go with the one who has like many different books. You could pick one book and just change the cover and create a new income stream because it's more attractive. It gets like more attention if you create a better thumbnail basically. Or you have like one book which already is really working great, and you don't have to spend so much on ads to make it visible for the buyer. So there are different approaches of how you would do that, but in general, as he writes like this, he says it's ghostwritten. That's what I think is a must-have if you buy a business, because if you have freelancers, you can outsource the creation of new content, and in this way you have like a very lean business structure. And usually if someone is an expert in writing romance novels, you cannot learn it in a short amount of time. It's much better to concentrate on the business and then to learn how to write a romance novel. And the money spent it's probably really good return on investment if you could do it right. Okay, so it's quite old, has a long track record. It's trending down a bit, but still has some profits left, so it's not, you can still get some value out of it. Of course, he says the opportunities is adding new titles, translated, as I said. He has French language, so it might be not bad to have translated to English or Spanish. A lot of women who speak Spanish might also be interested into that. Okay. The reason for sale, I wouldn't mind that. In some cases it could be a fire sale because he sees the downtrend because he knows the business better. But sometimes people just want to create something and sell it, or they have it for several years and just want to move on, and maybe they made so much money they just live on real estate or something else, or they have other businesses. It says 10 hours work required per week. That's normal, and if you compare this with like the income, $10,000 each month for 10 hours, that's $1,000 a month, an hour. That's a nice hourly wage. So if you can keep that up, it would be great. But I think if you can also improve the ad spend, you can increase the profit margin. So you have like a big cake, the $36,000. If you increase the ad spend for that, then you can also create value in this case. So let's see what else they have. What's the cheapest one? Okay, as I said, I think 50,000 is the lower limit. This one is in pet care. Interesting. This one, books, entertainment, art. 1,900 non-fiction book. Niche down to adult coloring. Okay. That's like he basically just creates a lot of content and then he sells it on. Culinary, health and fitness. This sounds interesting to me. I think cooking books are really interesting. It's a very low multiple, so that might be a red flag. Spends half of the revenue on ads, as it looks like. But still good. Profit margin of 50%. It's not that old, but not that new. Health and fitness books. Cookbooks, in my opinion, is like an evergreen niche, which is, in my opinion, one of the best. Because cookbooks, you always you will get bored by the same recipes. So you might change your diet. You go from keto to carnivore to vegan to vegetarian, whatever. And in your lifetime, you always eat different way of in a different way. So you will have a higher likelihood that after some time the one customer buys it again, or at least people buy in their lifetime more than one cookbook. He says it's created by freelance writers and designers. That's great. 6 books account for 80% of revenue. That's quite normal. The average stars are 3.9 to 4.2. Okay, that doesn't sound too good. So the quality might be an issue. But still he earns money. And maybe you have to get in contact with the writers and designers. Maybe he doesn't have like a strict working culture with them, or the freelancers are just not good. Okay, he renews some books if he doesn't sell that good. Social media is also available. So like if you have cooking books on social medias, it's good a way to do your marketing. Okay, it trends downward really fast actually. So that might be the reason why the valuation is that low. Yeah, I think doesn't look that well, but if you really know your niche, you could use this as an opportunity to improve the content, to create new books with the freelance and writers and designers. But that's a quite high risk to take, so you have to really look what's the content all about. Okay. There's also like a transition period where you can have a consultant from the seller. He spends 25 hours a week. That's not that much, but I think might be it's quite higher than I usually see. Also, this might be a big issue for me, because if you spend that much money, you don't want to transfer it or to have a seller in a country where you can have no legal, you cannot press charges, or you have no attorney, and so of course Ukraine is a war-torn country. They have better things to do than making sure you get your business what you have paid for. And so this would be a big red flag for me. In general, I would only buy it in like the US or in like European nations which are like more developed. Germany, Italy. Even Italy would be quite controversial, but still you would be able to get a attorney if you really spend $100,000, or if you spend $123,000. You can also spend $5,000 on an attorney, which makes sure you in the worst case scenario you will not lose everything. So this is also an issue to keep in mind. Yeah, I think that's what it. You could see what they have to offer on the Empire Flippers and on Flipper. I will write the websites in the description. And if you have any questions, what I'm thinking about different things in the offering, just leave a comment. And if you don't like my content, don't subscribe. And if you want to subscribe, feel free to leave a comment if you think that was helpful for you.